Okay, the first thing for problem number 74 is to understand what they're asking for. They're asking for the square root of that number. So they're asking for what's the square root of 24 plus 2 root 140. There's many ways to do it, but the bottom line is you're trying to take the square root, and what we're going to do over here is, I guess, we're going to make an assumption that it can be done. So I'm going to say it's probably going to look something like this, where there'll be some number here and some number over here. And what I would suggest to do is, you're making an assumption that you can do it. Probably a pretty good thing at this stage of the game. I would square both sides. And what would you get? You would get 24 plus 2 root 140. And then when you square the right side, what are you going to get? You're going to get A plus B plus 2 root AB. All right? Then someone says, what are you going to do now? I'm actually going to equate things that should be equated. And I want to point out what I mean by that. I'm assuming A and B are nice numbers, by the way, right? So I'm going to equate this over here. And I'm going to say, 24 would equal A plus B. Let me write this down for you. 24 would equal A plus B. And then I'm going to equate, and I want to point out what I'm going to equate. This, whoops, sorry about that. This with that. And what do I see? If that's going to be true, I'm kind of looking at it, and I start to realize that, AB must be 140. Now this kind of reminds me of the AC rule, but what I want to do is, I want to be a little more methodical about it, because these could be tough things for me to deal with. But I'm really looking to find out what the A and B is. So I'm going to say, let's take a look. The product of two numbers is 140, right? The product of two numbers is 140, but their sum is 24. And that sure does look easy to me. So I'm going to say it looks like 10 and 14. So 10 times 14 is 140, and 10 plus 14 is 24. So if you see it by inspection, you're done. Now let's say you don't see it by inspection. You look at it and say, I can't do that by inspection. That's crazy. All right? Well, you got to do something. And I'll write down what I would do if I couldn't see it. I would write this as A plus, and what would you get? B would be what? B would be 140 over A. And what do you get there? By the way, you still have to do something to get it if you don't see it. And this may be more familiar. It may be making it worse. What do you get over here? 24A, A squared plus 140. By the way, I think you see we're back in the same loop. A squared, right, minus 24A plus 140. Now, I hope you remember when I started the problem, I said this reminds me of the AC rule. Well, we're back in the AC rule problem. Again, when I say AC rule, I realize there's an A in this problem, but, bottom line, I prefer trial and error. And 14 and 10. So A could be 14 or A could be 10. If that's the case, what would B be? We'll look back over here. B could be 10 over here, and B could be 14 over here. So now I know what it's going to be. I mean, everything leads to the same thing. So the square root of this thing is just simply going to be the square root of 10 and the square root of 14. In order, any order you want to put it down. And that's where these are coming from. Let me just point out to you, we got this right over here. All right? Root A plus root B. These are really not bad problems, and the reason for that, they're really written to work nicely, including by inspection. All right? If you're good at it, that's great. If not, you have an equation to solve. Thank you.